Good evening. It's Sunday, May 4th, 2025, and we're Studio 6E. It's my pleasure and honor to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today, Mr.
Very
Jeckovich?
good, very good, thank you.
You're looking well.
Yeah.
I see you got some new clothes that just got on there. Very nice. You look very nice in them. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich believes in the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Did you know this man that was in World War II? I think he was in your same division. Let me see if I'll pull up his name. Let's see. His name was Bob Konings.
What's the last name?
Bob Konings, Konings. He was 81 Mortar. He was in 75th, 291st Regiment, and Granddaughter. Would you please show us to Mr. Jeckovich? Would you please show us Mr. Jeckovich?
Oh,
Oh. Does he look familiar?
well, yeah.
Okay.
What's his name?
Let me read it to you again. His name is Bob Konings.
What's how to spell it?
Konings. Bob Konings. Granddaughter.
No,
What was it? I'm mispronouncing it. It was Granddaughter.
Adol.
What you had near the Battle of Bulge.
Well, don't forget there was 3,000 guys in that army.
75th Infantry Division, 291st Regiment.
Yeah.
That's what you were in.
Huh?
That's what you were in.
Yeah. Well, there was 300 people in that division, in that segment.
Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich, during World War II, as a teenage boy, he received the Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart, Army Good Conduct Medal, American Campaign Medal, European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, with 3 Bronze Stars, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupational Medal with Germany clasp, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge with carbine, pistol and machine gun bars, Marksman Badge with rifle bar, and Honorable Service lapel button during World War II. That was great. That was a great accomplishment. When Mr. Jeckovich was drafted, he was living at 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York, and your occupation, civilian occupation listed, was a sheet metal worker.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I worked with my uncle, yeah.
And what was the name of the business?
Croisdale.
Croisdale. Do you think they're still around today?
Oh, yeah.
I see. What's your dog tag number?
421965.
Yeah, it's right on the documents, and that's what opens up the laptop. Mr. Jeckovich during World War II was at the weight of 187 pounds. What's your weight now?
151.
You have a hell of a lot of catching up to do.
Oh, yeah.
You're 36 under.
Yeah.
You listed during your application that you had 2 dependents. Who were your 2 dependents?
2 dependents.
You had 2 dependents. Was that your mother and your sister?
Mother and sister, yeah.
I see. And how much of your check did you send home each month?
How much?
How much of your check did you send home each month?
About 75%.
I see. I see. Mustering out pay, $300.
What?
It says mustering out pay, you got $300.
Yeah.
Mustering out. Travel pay, $21.95. Wow. Wow, things were different then, weren't they? Got your fingerprint right here.
Yeah.
Wow. Premium each month. You had insurance then, huh?
Oh, yeah, insurance, yeah.
That was life insurance, right?
Yeah. $10,000.
Yeah, $640 a month. Date next premium due, April 30th, 1946. Wow. Make checks or money orders payable to the Treasurer of the United States and forward to the Collection Subdivision of the Veterans Administration, Washington, D.C.
What was that?
Your insurance, on your life insurance that the government was taking out. Wow, you're down to 151 and you're 187 then. You got a lot of catching up to do here. You got a lot of catching up to do. Wow. That's amazing. Niagara County, New York. Military occupational specialty, switchboard operator. Do you remember doing that?
Oh, that was a discharge. That's when they let you go. They stuck you in any outfit to get you out.
Arden
I never ran a switchboard, no.
Arden, Central Europe, Rhineland. World War II Victory Medal, Good Contact Medal, Purple Heart, European Middle Eastern Service Medal. Wow. M1 rifle. Wow, that's interesting.
What's that?
His record of the government.
Just under 23.
Okay. Well, where the hell? Okay, we're finishing up on chapter 5. This is our second time around of the book. Chapter 5 with Mr. Jeckovich has been with his girlfriend, Ann Mahaney. She lived in Owensboro, Kentucky. Yeah. And now they're coming to the realization that he's going to be shipped overseas.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So let me pick up on 115 and go from there. Ann perked up with the news, and I felt better, but I still felt as though I was deserting her, which in reality I was. I understand the emotion, but I could not tear myself away from the compulsion to make an ill-begotten trip back home, where I had felt these same emotions before. On leaving for the service a while back, I then realized that I thought I had changed and had gotten rid of the desire and haplessness, emotional baggage. Evidently I had not, for if I had, I would have not hesitated for 1 minute to be with Ann my entire furlough. I thought I'd started to feel things for myself and do them for myself rather than be obliged to someone always at their beck and call. My feelings and desires counted for something. I was alone and someone sincerely cared for me. I was not alone and someone sincerely cared for me. I guess I had not changed as much as I thought I had. Ann was beginning to realize this and probably detected a serious flaw in my personality, one that she could not help me with, no matter how hard she tried to correct it. For all my good intentions, what it really came down to was a reluctance to change. If I had the same sense then, I would have heeded my instincts and had gone on furlough with Ann and never looked back on my other life. But I felt compelled by some inner force to return home and play the role of a dutiful son. This was a turning point in my early life, and I did not have a good sense to realize it and seize upon it. Rather, I fell victim to habit conditioning and started the next morning back to the life which I so desperately wanted to sever. I said goodnight to Anne, and I loved her and would miss her for the next several weeks. I sensed that we both felt there was another path we could have taken besides the one we're on now. That was to stay in Owensboro, possibly marriage, and then visit home. This I felt strongly, and I am sure Anne sensed my feelings, but we would never bring up the subject. I wanted to say these very words, and even more to bring them to fruition, but there was something driving me in the opposite direction. I felt frustrated, and at worst I felt that I had let Anne down. It was never the thought of possibility of not coming back, nor feasibility of being severely maimed or crippled. I never considered these options. Put into another context, I eliminated my so-called obligation to my mother and sister, and there would not be the remotest probability of my returning home. If I eliminated the so-called obligation to my mother and sister, there would not be the remotest possibility of my returning home. I would not hesitate to ask Anne if she would marry me, and if she consented, I would be perfectly at ease with my decision and take my chances with the Army. As it happens, I could not do this for whatever reason, and would agonize over the dilemma and the futility of not being able to resolve it in the months or years to come. I received my furlough papers and travel money and made one stop at the post cleaners to clean my uniform and under the clothing following morning. I then boarded the bus for Evansville that would take me to the train for my journey north. So you took basically a train from Evansville, Indiana to Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
That was like less than 300 miles.
Yeah.
Was it a nice train ride?
Yeah.
Was the views
It was
nice?
a troop train.
Oh, so there's many soldiers on it.
Yeah.
Okay, troop train. Okay, let's see. I did not want to call home stating that I was coming on furlough, but decided to instead to just walk in unannounced.
Yeah.
That's what you did?
Yeah.
They must have been surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I passed the turnoff for Owensboro, I thought, here's my last chance for a newer, better life. I should grasp it and count my blessings. I did not pull the cord to signal the driver that I wanted to get off, but instead sat there stoically and watched as my future fleeted away, never to be captured again. So back then, when you're on a bus ride, above your head there's cords, and if you pulled them, that alerted the driver to stop.
Next stop.
Not anymore, we don't think we have that. That's interesting, wow. I got the train out of Evansville for Louisville and points east, and then sat there and watched the scenery starting to buzz by as the train started to pick up speed. As I felt I was also speeding away from my destiny, my future expectations with Anne. The faster the train went, the more I was convinced they had made an extraordinary blunder. I was beside myself and wanted to get off the train and return to Owensboro to tell Anne that I would never leave her again, and I would want to be with her forever and would make a life with her besides me. I wanted to do all this, but instead I did nothing but watch the scenery flash by, taking me further away from where I belonged. We made a short stop in Louisville, and it was here we picked up a large contingent of servicemen, all heading in the same direction, the East Coast. There were more servicemen than civilians, and I felt as though I was on a troop train rather than a regular passenger train.
Yeah.
After Louisville, we continued on to Cincinnati and then on to Columbus. We would arrive at Columbus a little after midnight, and the porter suggested we get off the train and stretch our legs at the station as we had a 1 hour layover. That's a pretty big layover,
Yeah.
right? I felt dejected and lonely with millions of faces all around. There were not one person I could relate to and seek consoling and alleviation. Strolling about the station, I thought about calling Anne, but decided against it. It was after midnight, and there was not enough time to talk about how sorry I was in leaving her. The train pulled off to Columbus a half hour later than expected, and luckily there were no all-night card players in the car. So many times the servicemen play cards, right?
Yeah.
The porter turned off the overhead lights to make it dark enough to try to sleep. I twisted and turned in my seat, trying to get reasonably comfortable. As I closed my eyes, I could visualize Anne as she looked that night she waited for me at the bus station, as I stirred in my seat, trying to get comfortable. I peered out the window. It was pitch dark outside. I got a glimpse momentarily of an isolated street light and casually a car traveling the highway along the train. It was not until the train had come to the complete stop that I wondered where we were. I rolled up the shade on the window, and it was daylight outside. I asked the porter where we were, and he stated we're in Erie.
13.
So you went to Erie a lot after
Erie.
your life.
Yeah.
Once you got out of service.
Yeah.
You took that in the Highway 90 trip a lot, right?
Yeah.
Erie, Pennsylvania. We'll be moving again very shortly. It's only a short distance to Buffalo from Erie, and I guess we should arrive at 9:30 hours. Here we go, you're getting to Buffalo now. Buffalo was at the end of the line as far as my train ride was concerned, and now I take a bus here to Falls. So you got a bus to the train's gonna drop you off at Buffalo, and now you're gonna take a bus to the Falls.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Down the gorge.
Okay. I found out the next bus left the Falls at approximately 11:30 hours, and it'll be on time. I had enough time to go to the station restroom and tidy up a bit. I shaved and put on my cleaning uniform as I slept in and wore this other one on the entire train trip. The bus trip to the Falls was strange, since I'm used to seeing the familiar sights around Owensboro, and my anticipation level was much higher than it was now. I recalled how I looked forward to seeing Anne and how she looked and what she would say on seeing me. How we would kiss and hug one another and then plan our entire weekend around each other's company. There was none of that euphoria displayed now as we pulled into the George Terminal at the Falls.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you're at Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Here's what you said. The city looked more disheveled and dingy than I remembered it. And as I waited for the bus to take me home, I could not relinquish the cloud of despair that had come over me. I wanted to turn around and leave this place, never to look back, but of course, I did not. So that's the end of chapter 5. Tomorrow we'll pick up on chapter 6, page 118, and this is titled Home on Furlough, Farewell to Anne. So we'll pick up that one tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And do you feel up to answering any questions? Do you feel up to answering any questions?
Yeah, get the book, yeah.
So you feel up to it, okay. All right, here we go. Let's answer the little questions here. So that was a long trip to the Falls, yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, have you ever sailed a boat?
Sail a boat?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever had a run-in with the law?
No.
Okay. Are you good, Mr. Jeckovich, at owning up to your mistakes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As a boy, Halloween was a big thing in Niagara Falls, New York. And during Halloween, have you ever went bobbing for apples?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Oh. Beautiful trees in Niagara Falls. Mr. Jeckovich, what was your favorite type of tree?
What?
What was your favorite type of tree in Niagara Falls? Tree.
Street?
Tree.
Tree?
Yeah, T-R-E-E.
Elm.
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 Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, do you believe in fate or that a person shapes their own destiny?
No, some of it's fate, some of it's destiny.
Okay. Did you move a lot as a boy?
Did we move a lot?
Yeah.
No.
I thought you were at 13th Street.
Well, we moved from 13th Street to Niagara Street.
How was 13th Street?
It was right next to the tavern.
Would you live upstairs or downstairs?
We moved upstairs.
And was there a lot of noise from the tavern?
Well, there was Lang's Bakery next door.
So imagine
you could the horses clicking around 3 o'clock in the morning going out.
Oh, that was so beautiful. So they deliver the donuts and the bread by horse and buggy.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. You heard those hoofs going down the street.
Yeah.
What time did the bar close?
Huh?
What time did the bar close?
The bar's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock?
I don't know. I never went there.
But there was a lot of noise, right?
Yeah.
Did you get any of the smell of the beer or the cigarettes to your room?
No.
No? So it didn't go your way?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the bar?
No.
Do you remember the name of the bakery?
Lang's.
Len's?
Lang's Bakery. Langs.
Oh, wow. I wonder if that was a German bakery.
No, I don't think it was German.
No?
What time you got? Oh, it's early yet, yeah.
7.5. 7.5.
When you were growing up, Mr. Jeckovich, what was your favorite ice cream?
Ice cream, maple walnut.
Did your mother make it?
Yep.
Have you ever been given blood?
Oh, yeah.
What's your blood type?
AB.
You were giving blood during your wounds, right?
Yeah.
During World War II, right?
Well, I gave it before that. They had it in the school.
In school?
Well, the school, during the war, they had the kids give blood.
Okay, all right. Many people, you said, in the service were gamblers. They played cards.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever personally, how do you feel about gambling of any kind?
I can't play cards. I don't know.
You're not interested, right? Your house at Orleans Avenue always had a beautiful garden and always had beautiful grass. Did you have a green thumb?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Wow. Mr. Jeckovich, do you believe change is good?
Change is good?
Yeah.
Up to a point, yeah.
When you were a boy, there was many people, believe it or not, that put a tight rope across the falls and walked the falls. Did you ever witness it?
Oh, yeah, once I did, yeah.
Would you go on a tightrope?
No.
But you did witness it one time.
Yeah, he had a big log stick that for balance.
Did you ever witness anyone going over a big barrel in the falls?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Wow. I don't think they do much of that anymore.
No.
As a boy, have you ever really been scared?
Really been scared?
As a boy?
Oh, yeah.
Halloween?
Not Halloween, but in a car accident or something.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, do you have any phobias?
No.
No, okay. Where were your ancestors from, Mr. Jeckovich?
My father was from Russia, my mother was from Poland.
Did you ever meet your father's parents?
No.
Did you ever meet your mother's parents?
Yeah, well, Uncle Andy.
Was that their mother's parent, or was that her brother?
That was his brother.
But did you ever meet your mother's mother and father?
No.
Did she ever talk about him?
Oh, yeah.
But did she write letters to him? I
Yeah,
guess they stayed in Poland, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Mr. Jeckovich, when we seen a picture of you making the deck on the internet, what was the longest you've ever grown your hair?
Well, I'm not gonna go on my hair.
We seen,
When I was putting up that deck for JK.
and that was the longest at that time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, at 3063 Orleans Avenue, did you ever raise your own chickens for fresh eggs?
No.
I wonder why. You had the perfect property to do so.
The woman across the alley did.
Did you get her eggs?
No.
Wow,
Got them from Publix.
I see. Mr. Jeckovich, do you have a Swiss Army knife?
I did have one, but I don't know what happened to it.
Was that the chrome one?
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Oh, who knows?
Where'd you get that from?
I got it from Germany, kitchen in Germany.
So that was one of the souvenirs.
Yeah.
That was one of the souvenirs. Wow.
That was a good knife.
Mr. Jeckovich, have you ever been pulled over by the police?
No.
No? No tickets?
No tickets. Oh, yeah, in Pennsylvania, I got sick.
What happened? Tell us.
I was going 73 miles an hour, and a state trooper picked me up.
That was it?
3
Yeah.
minutes.
Wow. Tell us about what was your first job?
My first job as a teenager,
Yeah, first job.
Kresge's.
Okay,
Stock
you worked there
boy.
with your mother, right?
Stock boy, yeah.
Could you tell us what kind of sandwiches your mother made for you?
Oh, ham sandwiches, the meatloaf.
Have you ever tasted food like that again?
No,
Never. 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 As a boy, what was your favorite restaurant? Kresge's?
Kresge's, yeah. It was upstairs, yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich, do you prefer baths or showers?
Showers.
Yeah, baths or showers?
Showers.
Oh, okay.
Well, we didn't have a shower for a long time.
You just had a bathtub?
Yeah.
I see. As a boy, Mr. Jeckovich, you played outside most of the day. Did you ever own a pogo stick?
A pogo stick,
Yeah.
stick in the mud. Yeah,
Pogo stick,
make
yeah.
a circle, yeah.
You had one of those? Wow. Stay with it.
2 minutes.
Mr. Jeckovich, would you consider yourself a neat or messy person?
Neat.
Neat? Uh-huh. I see. Wow. Wow. What sounds relax you, Mr. Jeckovich?
What's that, what?
What sounds relax you?
What sounds what?
Relax you.
Sounds?
Sounds.
Music.
Music, okay.
Yeah, right type of music.
Uh-huh.
Who's your favorite singer? Or who's your favorite band?
Glenn Miller.
Glenn
Glenn
Miller.
Miller, yeah. Yeah. Do you believe in destiny, fate, or free will?
Destiny.
Destiny, okay. Mr. Jeckovich, how would you handle betrayal?
Betrayal?
Yeah,
Oh, it depends who was betraying me.
okay. Got a lot of text messages, I'm just trying to take a few. You've seen a lot of daredevils in Niagara Falls when you're growing up as a boy. Are you a daredevil?
Daredevil?
Yeah.
No, not when you go on a rope across the falls.
You do risky things?
No.
Mr. Jeckovich, do you think that you could beat a lie detector test?
No.
No? Okay.
30 seconds.
I'm too honest.
You're too honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do have an honest face. You do have a damn honest face, that's for sure. Wow. You do have an honest face. Would you ever think about moving back to Orleans Avenue?
No, that's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone, yeah.
Seconds.
Wow. Wow, so no consideration?
No.
No consideration?
No.
Yeah, it's completely.
That little thing